this is what your God is like. In Deuteronomy 7, verse 16, it says, you must destroy all the peoples the Lord your God gives over to you. Do not look on them with pity, and do not serve their gods, for that will be a snare to you. So you see phrases, destroy, have no pity. How do we square a loving God with this text? Some people are highly disturbed by this passage and other passages. Some people use it as fuel for attacking or rejecting Christianity. I'll give you an example of this. A quote from the great theologian Rosie O'Donnell. She said, radical Christianity is just as threatening as radical Islam in a country like America. So that would be a common thing. You're familiar. If you have spent any time listening to the media, this is the kind of thing that will pop up. So many Christians, they stumble in their faith over this issue. Many non-Christians use this to condemn the Bible. And at the core, we are asking a good question. Is God moral? Is he a monster? Does he enjoy wiping out the Canaanites in certain groups such as that? Now, I believe that God is the very definition of moral. He cannot be immoral. He can do nothing wrong. He can only do right. A couple of passages you think of, Genesis 18, shall not the judge of all the earth do right? Deuteronomy 32, he is the rock, he is perfect, for all his ways are judgment, a God of truth, without iniquity, just and right is he. So, what I want to do is, and as an outline, in fact, if you've got your bulletin, the front side of that bulletin outline has three questions that we're working through. Does God show compassion for humanity? Does God have the right to take life? Do people deserve to be judged? I'm sorry, I should be on that side. Those three questions are the foundational ones. What is God like? The following three, does God give people access to truth? Does God give people time to repent? Does God limit the judgment? These three build upon those foundational statements, those foundational questions. I'm going to answer yes to all of these questions. So does God show compassion for humanity? Absolutely yes. Does God have the right to take life? Yes, he does. Do people deserve to be judged? Yes, they do. Does God give people access to truth? And that's where we're going to start digging in a little deeper. Yes, he does. Does he give people time to repent? Yes, he does. Does God limit that judgment? Yes, he does. So what I want to do is walk through that today. And it's not going to be super long. You won't be for 4 in the afternoon. But I want to walk through. And so I want you to hear and see how God can speak for himself on this. The first question that we have is, does God show compassion? The answer is yes, God does show compassion. And just a handful of verses. Exodus 18. For I take no pleasure in the death of anyone. This isn't something that God gets joy at, declares the sovereign Lord. Repent and live. But you can even dig down deeper on that one. He's not even excited and it doesn't take pleasure in the death of the wicked. I take no pleasure in the death of the wicked, even the wicked, but rather that they turn from their ways and live. Turn from your evil ways. Why will you die, people of Israel? Sometimes, in my darker moments, I sometimes wonder, God, do you enjoy punishing me? That's not something that God enjoys. There's discipline is good for me. And these are the passages that would say, if God's speaking for himself, he does not take pleasure in doing this. And I'll be very specific with this. Jonah 4. Should not I, God says, should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, in which there were more than 120,000 people who could not tell the right hand from the left, and also many animals? So he gets very specific.